Hey guys, and welcome back to the series A MariChat Christmas Special, written by Stacey Holt. The artwork was created and approved by Natural Wind on Tumblr. All the links are still in the bottom description box. Shane will be voicing Cat Noir and Adrian. I will be voicing Marinette, Sabine, and the narrator. Maddie's going to be voicing Tikki. Ashton will be voicing Plagg and Alia. Brad will be voicing Tom. Calvin will be voicing Nino. You can find the links to their social media and their YouTube channels in the description box below. If you'd like to show your support, you can like, subscribe, and comment. Now, Chapter 24, Christmas Dinner. Marinette rolled out of bed and saw her laptop still on, the 2 empty hot chocolate cups beside her, and a couple of candy cane wrappers scattered around her bed, and smiled. Her and Cat Noir had stayed up to watch the movie that he had bought her for Christmas, and ate her Christmas present together. That was how she wanted it to be. She yawned and rubbed her eyes as she walked down the steps.
Merry Christmas, Marinette!
Tikki smiled. Merry Christmas, Tikki! Marinette smiled back. Before they could talk anymore, Marinette heard someone coming up the stairs. Oh, there you are, Marinette. I'm glad you're awake. I just got a call from the Agreste household. They will be coming over for dinner. Adrian convinced his father to let him come here for dinner since he couldn't come to the Christmas party last night, Sabine smiled. Really? That's great, Marinette said, a little panicked. Sabine smiled and looked around the room. You may want to tidy up. I know you and Cat Noir had a movie night. Adrian might not want to see it like this, Sabine laughed. I know that, Mom, Marinette groaned, hearing Sabine walk down the stairs.
What's wrong, Marinette?
Tikki asked. I want to confess to Adrian. Not that I like him, but that I used to. That I've moved on, and that I like someone else now. So I can put those feelings behind me, Marinette said.
I'm proud of you, Marinette.
Tikki smiled. First, I'm gonna clean and take a shower, Marinette sighed. That cat could have at least helped me clean before leaving.
You did fall asleep first,
Tikki laughed. The day went on like any other, and Marinette cleaned her room and took a shower. Marinette then went downstairs and had Christmas breakfast with her family like she did every year. The smell of eggs and bacon in the air was overwhelming, making any person hungry if they could just get a sniff. While eating, though, Marinette's mind kept wandering off to where Cat Noir could be. She knew it was Christmas Day after all, and he was probably spending it with his family, but he was there every single day leading up to Christmas. Did he not want to see them at Christmas? At least for breakfast? He didn't tell her last night that he wouldn't be coming. Maybe he would stop in tonight? Wait, what if he stopped in while Adrian was there? That would be the most embarrassing, awkward moment yet. After breakfast, they all 3 sat down and opened their gifts for one another. Not long after that, it seemed like any other day. Marinette returned back to her room to prepare for the events that would occur that night. It was around 5 that evening when she got a text from Adrian.
I'm on my way.
Okay. She sighed as she lay on her bed, still wondering where Cat Noir was as she threw her phone on her pillow, wishing it were Cat Noir coming over instead of Adrian. If only her past self would hear her thoughts now, how her younger self would have cursed her. She turned to look at the photo of her and Cat Noir with a snowman and she laughed to herself. How they had a snowball fight, and remembering how this Christmas changed everything. She heard a car door and sat up, knowing it was Adrian. She walked downstairs and sat down on the couch, waiting for her parents to let him in. Sabine heard a knock at the door and went to open it. Sabine let Adrian inside and led him to the living room where Marinette was sitting with her husband Tom.
Merry Christmas, Marinette.
Adrian smiled. Merry Christmas, Adrian, Marinette said back, smiling. Adrian took a seat beside Marinette and handed her a gift. Marinette stiffened and looked down at it, not expecting a gift at all. What's this? She asked.
A Christmas present from me.
He smiled. Oh, hold on, she said, setting his gift to the side and running upstairs. She ran back down the stairs a few minutes later and handed him a box as well. His eyes widened when he saw that she had also given him a gift. That meant she had given him 2 gifts. Should he decline the gift? No, that would be rude. Also, how could he explain that? He couldn't. He would just have to accept it.
Oh, thank you,
he said. Sabine took a seat next to Tom as they smiled and watched Adrian and Marinette open the gifts they exchanged with one another. Marinette pulled out a handcrafted dress that was one of the newest dresses that his father had designed that weren't even on the shelves yet. How did... I can't accept this, Marinette exclaimed.
No, I want you to.
He smiled. He couldn't tell her that he did so many chores and begging to get that dress, though it was worth it. Anything to make her happy. If some chores from his father and begging and maybe some extra photo shoots and some money he had saved up that he had to give his father in advance did that, then so be it. Adrien opened his and saw that she had hand knitted him a sweater, along with another little box that for some reason had a warmth to it. He looked to Marinette in confusion, and she let out a soft laugh. He opened the little box that had heat and saw that they were freshly made red and green macaroons, decorated for Christmas.
Want to share them with me?
He smiled. I think you should wait until after dinner, Sabine interrupted.
Oh, you're right. My apologies.
Adrien said, putting the lid back on. Don't be, Sabine laughed. They all sat down for dinner, and for some reason, Adrien felt out of place. He felt more comfortable and homey as Cat Noir. He could also tell something was wrong with Marinette. Last night when he left, she was perfectly fine. Did something happen that day? What could be wrong? After dinner, Adrien noticed that there was still some awkward tension between them, so he decided to try and break the ice.
At the coffee shop, you said you made really good hot chocolate.
He said. Oh, sure. Go ahead and go upstairs, and I'll bring it up when it's finished. Marinette smiled, though he could see it was forced. Marinette walked upstairs with 2 cups of hot chocolate in her hands and handed one to him as she sat down at her computer chair, as he took the seat on her chaise. She was quiet still. Odd.
Are you alright, Marinette?
Adrien asked.
Did something happen?
Huh? What? Oh, nothing, she said awkwardly.
Are you sure? You're not acting like yourself,
he said, sipping his hot chocolate. It's just... she began. He saw her struggling to get the words out, almost as if she were conflicting with herself internally. I've had such a huge crush on you for so long. I thought I was in love with you, but lately I'm starting to think differently, she said, turning her head away. Adrien's eyes widened. Was she confessing to him about her love for Cat Noir? What was she doing? Wait, did that mean she was rejecting Adrien to accept Cat? So, should he be happy or sad? His mind was so confused. I think I fell in love with someone else over time, and I just needed to tell you this to get past these feelings so I could move on. Marinette sighed, finally feeling like she could breathe. So she did fall for Cat Noir after all? Sabine and Tom peeked in through the latch and smiled as their little girl finally confessed her feelings and admitted what she truly felt. They disappeared back below, whispering to one another. You put it up, right? Sabine asked.
Yep.
Tom smirked. We are the best parents ever, Sabine laughed. Marinette turned to face Adrien to see his reaction, but stopped when she saw him standing instead of sitting down on the chaise. He wasn't looking down at her, however. His eyes were looking toward the ceiling. She looked toward what he was looking at, and noticed a hung mistletoe above them, and noticed Adrien look back down to meet Marinette's eyes. What? I didn't... Marinette screamed, about to jump backward, but Adrien caught her arm and pulled her towards him.
You don't want to kiss me? They say I'm a tremendous kisser.
Adrien smiled, seeing Marinette's eyes widen as her mouth opened slightly in shock. You're... Cat's eyes widened when he finally noticed a slight jingle of Marinette's wrist. He looked down at her arm that he was holding and saw the bracelet that he had given to Ladybug. That sweet aroma that he had been smelling and trying to figure out the entire time. It was the gingerbread houses and the cookies that they had made together.
LB?
His mouth opened in shock. Alright guys, Merry Christmas! I really hope you enjoyed that. and I'll see you Saturday for a downpour of Chapter 5. Bye, guys!